Hey there, brilliant people. So today, as we're coming up to the new year, I want to talk about 10 ways that you can use to help you focus your new year. So this isn't about setting New Year's resolutions. I mean, if you want to do that, you can. I know particularly, I do set intentions for the year, but they're not particularly New Year's resolutions. They're really more, okay, this is kind of what I want to work on this year. And by using these ways to help you focus on your new year, you can help yourself find, what is going to really work for you more going forward. So let's get into it. So the first thing is, of course, to celebrate your wins. So whatever it is like whenever you have anything that helps you improve, that helps you move forward, you want to make sure that you really appreciate it, that you really allow yourself to soak it in and to really get the feeling of that, because that is, when we have a win, if we just skip over it, we don't really get the maximum benefit of it, because we're not really allowing that win to give us energy, which we can then use to create momentum to make the next win even easier. But the more that we stop and we celebrate the wins, even if it is just stopping for a minute and really allowing ourselves to feel how good it feels, or all the way up to having some, big party if you want. Me personally, like often if there's some little thing that I want to buy for myself, I will often do that, I will often go and buy it once I've made that next win. But as a consequence, my house is actually full of some really lovely things. So, because I don't always remember, I confess, what I bought each of those things for. But each of them was as an acknowledgement of a win. And so even if I don't remember specifically what it was for, there's still always a good feeling around it. So that helps you really get energy out of each of the wins, which makes moving forward even easier. So that's a good thing to do. The second thing is to understand that, in order to expand, in order to achieve new things, it isn't just about achieving those new things. It is about you growing into the more expanded, the more, fully realized version of yourself, because that's what you need to be in order to get that win. So if you actually can focus on becoming that more expanded version of yourself, that could really facilitate you moving forward, and it can really help you focus on your path to, move forward and get that next win. And the third thing is to practice appreciation. Now, because in order to practice appreciation, you have to be focused on the positive. You have to be able to flow positive energy to those things that are already supporting you. And that actually does make it easier for you to then go from there to build up more positive energy, build up more momentum. So the more that you can focus on the positive, focus, on how much you appreciate whatever wins you've made up until this point, that in itself makes it seem more doable. Like the next win makes it more doable, because you've got this positive focus, you're getting all this positive energy or feedback from it. That gives you more energy again to move forward. So the fourth thing is that whatever you want to do with your new year, find an activity that's linked to it, preferably an activity that you enjoy. So, it can be directly related or indirectly related. So, if I want to write more, which I do, if I want to get more books published, so obviously writing would be a good thing, but writing in a way that I enjoy it is obviously going to get me further. There are other activities that I can do. I can read. This is always a good thing. So they can be directly or indirectly. I mean, I don't have to necessarily go and, do more study on grammar or something. I could if I wanted. I could watch YouTube things from other writers. It's like any of those things, like it does, because there is some of the energy, there is something in there that is connected with what I want to do, that can help me move forward. So you can find things that you enjoy that are around whatever it is you want to have going on in your new year. And particularly if they're things that you enjoy doing anyway, like I enjoy reading, those things can help you move forward. So do that. So the fifth thing is whatever it is that you want to achieve in your new year, whatever you want to have expand in your new year, that has a particular energy. So, you know, whether it's simply the satisfaction of having created that thing or done that thing, you know, but as I said, there's the version of you that has achieved that thing is going to be a newer, more expanded version, and you're going to actually have the energy of someone who is doing that thing. So if you can focus into the energy, if you can use your intuition to feel into the energy of someone who has achieved what you want your new year to all be about, by focusing into that energy and just practicing holding that energy, you will help yourself have more of that in your new year. So you can definitely do that. The sixth thing is, of course, it's a little bit more of a, you know, sort of usual thing, but it does definitely help you focus on what you want your new year to be about, and that's a vision board. If you're someone who's particularly visual, I mean, like a lot of these things, some of these things work more for some people than for other people. But if you are highly visual, then sometimes having almost like a visual sort of map or image of it, that can really help you focus and move in that direction. So if you are someone that you enjoy doing vision boards, if a vision board helps you hold that focus, think about creating a vision board for yourself. So number seven, it's not such a visual thing. It's, you know, engages a different part of your brain. So again, you can do all of these things, or you can just do the things that work for you. So what you could do is you can actually write a thank you letter to your future self. You can write a thank you letter to that part of you, that future version of yourself who has achieved everything that you want to achieve this year, or what you want this new year to be about. You can write a thank you letter to them because they've enabled you in the future, that, you know, you've enabled sorry, I keep myself tangled. That version of yourself, your future version, has enabled you to achieve the thing you want your new year to be about. So by writing a thank you letter to your future self, you can, I find, actually putting a stamp on it and putting it and posting it, and writing on the letter on the envelope, care of the Cosmic Post Office. I actually find that quite effective. Certainly feel free to try it, but writing a thank you letter to your future self, that can be a really good way of, you know, focusing yourself on where you want your new year to go. The eighth thing that you can do is kind of like talk to it every day. Talk to your future, like either the thing itself, almost as if you're just, well, as if it is aware, or it's a kind of a strange gestalt in your life, like you're talking to whatever it is that you want to achieve, whether it, you know, you're talking to your creativity or you're talking to your creation. And sometimes this can actually trigger realizations, which is really useful. Of course, you can, even if that feels too weird for you, you can talk in your own mind, you can talk to your future self, and again, get information about what would help you move in that direction with a little bit more ease and grace. So that's a really good thing to do. The ninth thing that you can do, if this is something you like to do, if you have some form of tarot cards or oracle cards or something like this, this is a simpler way of finding a visual cue. You can draw a card that that is related to your year, that has the energy of the year for you. And so instead of having to create a whole vision board, you can use the card to represent that visual key for you for your year. So you can use that as a visual way of focusing, just like a vision board. Or the 10th way, rather than, you can write it down. Now you can do it either in a journal format, or you can, or bullet points or whatever it is. But For some people, the words are actually more effective. For some people, the images are more effective. So when I say writing it down, I don't mean write it down for your future self. I mean writing it, down for yourself today. I mean, of course, you could always might do your head in a little bit, but you could try writing it down as if you are your future self, and you're writing just in the same way as you can write a thank you letter to your future self. You can write notes from your future self to your present day self as to what you need to do to create what you want this year to be about. So there you are. I hope that's given you some ideas as how to have a more focused and effective 2023. And of course, have a brilliant new year and a brilliant year to come. And as always, remember that you're brilliant.